there are still endless gobs of Republican elected officials who defend Trump. Marjorie Taylor Greene, you know the folks. But there are more and more Republican elected officials who are saying this is too much. Now, I don't say that these people are brave. Listen, the guy's been impeached twice, humiliated the country, has been indicted twice, is admitting to crimes and speeches made in front of his supporters. These aren't brave people for doing this now, but I care about the political ramifications. Here is Ken Buck starting to go in the direction of this may have been too much.
How would you have done it if you were the prosecutor then, after 14 months of asking and then, of course, seeing the surveillance tapes that showed even after a subpoena, they didn't get, the former president defied a subpoena according to the surveillance.
And it goes beyond that. He hid documents, purposely putting them in a shower, purposely putting them on a stage. So there clearly is an intent to hide. There was an intent that he knew it. He talked to his attorneys about these documents. No doubt that it was a difficult situation. It's just a precedent from my position, my view of searching a former president's home that is just unseemly in this country. I don't know what the answer is, whether there were alternatives or not.
Mm-hmm. I want to ask about the notion of the former president being a candidate for president again. As you said, he is innocent until proven guilty. That is the way the system works and should work. But given the allegations, you just discussed some of them, the specifics of the way he allegedly mishandled classified information, would you feel comfortable with Donald Trump as president again?
Well, I would not feel comfortable with a convicted felon in the White House. So
What a big boy. How brave. Now, understand, even for Ken Buck, like he's still saying a convicted felon. Certainly the allegations against Trump wouldn't influence his vote, but he's at least drawing some line in the sand, as pathetic and weak. I mean, it is a cop-out, but it's also pathetic that this is what it takes to get them to even revise their thoughts. Then Mike Pompeo went on Fox News yesterday, and he also is saying this is extraordinarily serious.
On what Donald Trump is facing, and is it right to charge him?
Brian, good morning. Great to be with you. Two things I think are both true at this point. First, if the allegations are true, and there's lots of indications that they are, President Trump had classified documents where he shouldn't have had them. And then when given the opportunity to return them, he chose not to do that for whatever reason. That's just, Brian, you talked about me having classified documents. I handled thousands and thousands of them over my time in Congress and then as a CIA director and Secretary of State. I suppose we can all make mistakes and get them to the wrong place, but when somebody identifies that, you got to turn them in. And so that's inconsistent with protecting America's soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. And if the allegations are true, some of these were pretty serious, important documents. And so
now, the question for Mike Pompeo, even though he's being big and tough now, is you were Secretary of State. Are you saying Trump never did anything wrong until he left the Oval Office? Because that's becoming increasingly difficult to believe from all of these folks who say, listen, everything he did as president was fine, but this one thing he did since leaving, that I'm not okay with. Very difficult to believe that. Former Speaker of the House Paul Ryan was on with CBS. Now, he is not a Trump guy. We already know that. But he is also hammering Trump very hard from another wing of Republicans that seem to be turning on him.
This one's national security. This one's different. I used to have these same documents myself as Speaker of the House. So I think this goes beyond just some petty thing. Now, my guess is Trump will play this politically pretty well and make this weaponization argument and make this about Joe Biden's Justice Department. And that's going to have some political saliency. So I don't think Marco's wrong in saying that there's some political sting here. Mm-hmm. But I can't help but think the weight and the baggage of all of this. And this one's national security. This one, I think we want a nominee who's not weighed down with so much baggage in order to win this election.
All right. So Paul Ryan's saying Trump is not the right guy. Paul Ryan was saying that before this second indictment. Anyway, Fox News senior political analyst Brit Hume actually explains the entire thing here on this second indictment. This is not an elected official, but Brit Hume is sort of the epitome of just put your finger to the wind and go wherever the Republicans want you to go. He's making it clear that this could indeed be a moment for many Republicans to back away from Trump.
Brit, what are your thoughts this morning?
Well, I think that two things can be true at the same time. One of them being that there is indeed a two-tier system of justice in which people like Hillary Clinton skate while Donald Trump is indicted for
Wrong, and no evidence of that at this time. But okay, continue. Please continue.
a similar offense. That does not mean, however, that the indictment is not valid and serious, and its details are pretty damning. And I think that some of these politicians who are quickly standing with Trump and seem not to have thoroughly read or understood the indictment may want to back away a little bit and let the details of this indictment sink in. And when they sink in with the public, there may be a shift in sentiment on this.
That is for sure. That is for sure, and we are seeing that. A couple more of these. CNN reporter Manu Raju spoke to Republican Congressman Steve Womack and Republican Congressman Tim Burchett and some others, and many of these are already backing away.
I have serious concerns about anybody that has a reckless disregard for the handling of classified documents.
A military guy, he allegedly had national security information.
It's very problematic. There's a reason I'm not defending it.
Would you be okay with that, having a convicted felon as your nominee?
I'd just have to read the conviction. But no, honestly, on the surface, I wouldn't. That doesn't look good.
There you go. So a number of these Republicans. Now, I want to be crystal clear with you guys. I am not presenting these to you as examples of bravery or moral clarity or any of it. It is simply a sign that this may be what allows, and I think allows really is the right word, allows insider Republican support for Trump to publicly collapse. We're going to continue watching it. Just one more little note on this. Pence now also saying he can't defend the allegations in the Trump indictment. Pence on the New York indictment was saying political, all this stuff. Now Pence, after seeing this new federal indictment, even Pence is saying he can't defend that. So this may be a change. Just imagine where we will be 7 to 10 days from now.